Body count, I have to say, does not matter because I have over 100 bodies.
What do you think? Could you be with someone with over 100 bodies? Coach Greg, in today's video, does body count matter? Well, I'm here to say it does, but should it? And so if I were to say, oh, it doesn't matter, and why? Well, because I've had over 100 bodies, and so it doesn't matter. Right, Rock?
It doesn't matter!
So we're going to answer the question, does it make a difference whether it's a guy who has a high body count, girl has a high body count? And also talking about where should you go for a first date? I mean, after all, if you've had over 100 bodies, what kind of friggin' dates have you been going on?
Body count, I have to say, does not matter because I have over 100 bodies.
Okay.
So, yeah.
20 years old, right?
Yes.
Be like saying, yeah, money doesn't matter because I'm poor. Yeah, looks don't matter because I'm ugly. You can't base whether something matters or not based on what you have. It's what other people think. And if other people think that height matters and you're short, you can't say height doesn't matter. If other girls like guys who are about 6'2", which is in fact the truth, then I can't say height doesn't matter to anyone. Of course it does. And to the same extent, just because you want to think that having over 100 bodies doesn't matter, doesn't mean it doesn't matter. And so first things first, she's only 20, 100 bodies. If you started at age 18, you'd have to have a different partner every single week to have 100 bodies in 2 years. And so that is a lot every single weekend. Now, the older you get, I do believe it's okay to have a higher number. I mean, after all, if you're not in a committed relationship and you're exploring, perhaps going on dates, eventually that number is going to rise. And I do believe it makes a big difference whether or not you're in a committed, monogamous relationship or if you were single. If you've been single your entire life and you're now 30, clearly you're going to have more partners than if you just got out of a 10-year relationship. Genuine question for the comments section, and I do believe this to be an excellent question. If this were a 20-year-old male saying he had 100 bodies already, what would your reaction be? I don't care if you even do that for a living. Having 100 bodies is a lot at any age. But here's the thing. Let's lower that number. Let's make it 50 bodies and let's turn that age from 20 to 25 or even 30. It makes a big difference whether it's a male or a female. Sorry, I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You want to hear that it's 2023 and it's equal. We're all equals. Boys, girls, circles, everyone's the same. We are not. It's way easier for a girl to get a body than a man. Think of it. You can be average looking, go into a bar, and probably get 10, maybe 100 guys to go home with you. But if you're extremely good looking, you're a Chad, you think you can walk into a bar, snap your fingers like the Fonz? That's how old I am, the Fonz. Anyone else out there watch the Fonz? The guy was a ladies' magnet.
Because I'm the Fonz. Huh? Hey.
It's much harder for a man to get a body than for a woman. And so if a woman's bragging, oh, I had 100 bodies. So what? How hard was that? You probably opened up your DM and had 100 messages last week. Guys simping for girls harder than last time. But in comparison, how often do you think girls simp for men? Oh my God, I worship you. I can't wait to do anything for you. Step on me, daddy. It doesn't work like that. But 100 bodies at age 20 or even 25 or 30 or any age, no woman is going to be impressed by that. No one wants to hear that. But I do think that a person's past is the past. If somebody had 100 bodies and they're now 40 years of age and they've just gotten out of a 5-year committed relationship of which they were faithful for 5 years, then person's past is their past. It's analogous to saying perhaps you had a criminal past. You used to party harder than last time. But now you don't do anything like that anymore. You've changed, you've grown as a person. And so I don't think it's good to simply say, because you did this at one time in your life, you're always going to be like this. For example, if you abuse steroids for 10 years and now you no longer do so, you've gone natural, then do you really want to judge that person for what they once did? And so to me, I'd much rather be with somebody with, for example, more bodies. Let's call it 50, maybe even 100. But they were faithful whenever they were in a relationship. When they were in a committed relationship with that individual, they were committed to that person. In comparison, let's say somebody had fewer bodies, perhaps 25, much less than 50 or 100. But every single time they were in a committed relationship, they had 2 or 3 guys on the side. They were always with 3 or 4 people, no matter what. Committed, not committed, made no difference. And so let you be the judge. What do you think? Could you be with someone with over 100 bodies? Yes, no, maybe, it depends. Depends how hot she is, depends on what they do. Just ask yourself, does it really matter? And if so, why? And to get to 100 bodies, they must be going on several first dates. And so here is a viral list of places women refuse to go on a first date. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, the movies, your house. And well, I can see why they wouldn't want to go to your house. After all, that could potentially lead to having sexy time. There's greater risk or temptation if you're at somebody's house than if you're at a public event, for example, a coffee shop. And so perhaps going to someone's house on a first date, if you are not into that type of thing, that's not your best choice. Any fast food chain. Well, really, why is that bad? Is it because everyone suddenly cares about their health? 69% of North Americans are overweight, and yeah, quite the number now, isn't it? 36% are obese. And so do you really think it makes sense not to go on a first date to fast food? What are people eating to get overweight and obese in the first place? And so is it not a good idea to do what people are normally doing? People go to fast food restaurants all the time, and so why not go to a fast food restaurant? Even Coach Greg says, hey, nothing wrong with that. If that's what you're into, go to the fast food restaurant. Number 15, the gym. Are you kidding me? What a great place to go on a first date. If you're into the gym and the person you want to date is also into the gym, that's a great place to start. After all, you can see what are they like. Do they take instructions well? Are you a good teacher? You can show them at your best. If you're in great shape and you want them to see that, they can see how hard you train, how you work hard in last time, that you're a Coach Greg fan. That, to me, a great place to have a first date. The church, well, why not? If you're religious, that is a great place. You can talk before, after, perhaps not during, and share something with them, your faith. Starbucks and coffee dates. Are you kidding me? Those are some of the best dates ever. You're literally going to sit there and talk, and what could be better than that? Many people in the comment section are saying, oh, these are bad. It's boring. That's boring. It should be boring. A date that's boring is great. There's nothing wrong with going on a date that's boring. Sitting face to face, talking to someone. After all, are you not trying to get to know them? If the date is being masked by something extravagant, the best concert in the entire world, you're listening to the singer, it's their best singer ever, wow! Is that really a good thing? They're interested in the singer, not you. How much talking are you doing? You need to be able to talk to the person. And if you're actually bored, you can't have a talk, if you can't sit quietly and talk to someone, what chance do you have? I'd much rather get to know someone for them. On a first date, it's all about getting to know each other, finding out if you vibe, if you mesh, knowing what they're like. And so the most simple dates at first are the best. You might be thinking, yeah, but I got millions of dollars. I'm like that Coach Greg guy. I'm going to impress her. I'm going to buy her a car for a first date. Then she'll really like me. Are you kidding me? You know how stupid that is? You want that person to fall for you for your money or for you. Nothing wrong with having money, but you don't want that to be the single reason that they're dating you. And so get to know them. Keep it simple. Don't spend a lot of money. Ice cream dates. Of course, who doesn't want a cone ice cream? It's my favorite dessert. Absolutely. Go for a coffee and ice cream. Have some caffeine. You'll feel good. You'll be more likely to like that person. Somewhere that requires a long drive. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're driving 3 hours to get somewhere and you don't like the person after the first hour, then you're stuck with them. That's not good. Also not on the list would be like going for a long hike in the woods near a cliff. If it's not going so well, do you really want to get pushed off the cliff? I don't think so. And so perhaps somewhere in public where if you find out this guy's a creep, remember, it's the first date, you have an out. Bowling. I think bowling's a great date. I want to go bowling. Nightclubs. Well, if you like to dance, why is that bad? How is it bad? Let's go shake things up. Let's go turn it up a notch. A bar just for drinks, well, I don't see anything wrong with that. If both of you like to drink, you may as well meet each other and go for a drink. Much easier to talk to each other. Many people are shy, not comfortable, and so a couple of drinks you can loosen up. I do, however, suggest you don't get shit-faced because then you won't know what you're doing. You won't even remember the date. All you remember is you slobbering drunk, not knowing what to do, and perhaps because you're drunk, you may do things that you regret. Perhaps save that for date number 4. Sports event. I think a sporting event is great. If you both like hockey, basketball, bodybuilding, why not go and do that? Hey, first date, let's go watch a Mr. Olympia bodybuilding competition. Does that not make sense? If you share a passion for a sport, you both like any sport, doesn't matter which one it is, could be tennis, golf. You go there together, you watch the sport that you both love, and you chat. Any date where you talk back and forth, where you get to know each other, that is the correct way to date. You shouldn't be spending hundreds of dollars. Minimum spend $200 because I spent $300 on my moisturizer. I spent $400 on my serum. I had to do my hair and makeup, and so you need to spend $200 as a minimum. What's wrong with you? Move on to the next girl. That is the one you want to avoid. And if your date goes exceedingly well, perhaps not on the first date, but perhaps on the fourth, please remember, if you have trouble with the downstairs, you can purchase Harder Than Last Time. We've thought of everything. Obviously, you already knew we had creatine and pre-workouts, protein bars, protein powder, all that good stuff. But did you know we have Harder Than Last Time for the downstairs? Literally going to help you to get harder than last time. And so if you're interested in any of these supplements, any of them whatsoever, like G-Test, 3-Test, Delta Sleep, G-Shred, we have everything. Code Greg, 10% off. Another great dating idea, perhaps make a recipe from Coach Greg's cookbook. You invite the girl over, you say, we're going to make some apple cluster muffins, blueberry muffins, perhaps some blueberry French toast. These are great ideas. You work together, you're eating together, you're accomplishing things, and then you eat together. And so why spend hundreds of dollars on a meal when you can just read the cookbook and make the recipes at home? And if it goes really well, you're at home. And if you need 100 body count, then you're well on your way. Interested in any of this or the coaching plans by me and my team or the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, tank tops, hoodies, sweaters, and everything, please click the link in the description. What the hell was that? Please click the link in the description, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of the 2 bloops. And until next time, I am out.